What's up, fitties? It's Matt Whitmore here of Fitter Food, and today I want to talk to you about meal frequency and how it can help you on your fat loss journey. It's something that we get asked a hell of a lot, so I figured why not do a video about it? So hopefully this video will help you get a better understanding and go out there and kick ass on your health and fat loss journey. So let's get into it, guys. What I've done here, I've just listed three kind of classic examples of eating patterns that you might be familiar with. I'm going to run through and then I'll go into each one in a little bit more detail, and we'll go from there. So the first one is the classic 3 meals a day: breakfast, lunch and dinner. Pretty straightforward, right? The second one is 2 meals per day, and if someone's consuming 2 meals per day, they might, not necessarily definitely, but they might be doing something called intermittent fasting, hence the IF in the brackets there. Essentially what intermittent fasting is, or the most commonly form of intermittent fasting is, where someone might skip breakfast. So for example, they might have their dinner, for example, at say 8 p.m, then they might not have their next meal until 1 p.m. the following day at lunchtime. So that's a classic example. But again, as I say, I'll go into a bit more detail in a second. The third example here is the kind of classic little and often example. So 4 to 6 meals per day, where, it was a bit of a thing for a while where, if you ate smaller meals more often, it would boost your metabolism and you'd burn more calories, and then of course that would help you on your fat loss journey. Right, so there are obviously other eating patterns. Some people might have 3 meals per day with a little snack in between or whatever it may be. But these are I just wanted to kind of give just a few examples just so I can kind of get the message across pretty quickly. So the thing is, guys, 3 meals per day is the classic example that most people follow, all right? So I don't really need to say too much about that. The second one, however, intermittent fasting, some people think this is a very effective form of fat loss, and it can be for some. If you're not really a breakfast person and you're quite happy to kind of go for, right through till lunch to have your first meal of the day, then that's absolutely fine. But is it necessarily for everyone to do in order to burn body fat? Not necessarily. It's a bit of a trial and error thing. There can be some benefits to it, but you need to give it a bash and make your own mind up. Same with this kind of like the little and often. Well, the boost in metabolism when you digest food is going to be tiny. It's not like eating 4 to 6 meals per day is going to burn hundreds and hundreds of calories more just through digestion and that process alone compared to, say, 3 meals per day. But guys, the message I want to get across here, whether you're 3 meals per day, if you're intermittent fasting, if you're eating little and often, all of these things will only achieve fat loss if you are in what's called a calorie deficit, where you're consuming less calories than you're burning. So you can't intermittent fast and be in a calorie surplus and lose weight. You can't eat little and often and be in a calorie surplus and lose weight. And if you're eating 3 meals per day and you're in a calorie surplus, you're certainly not going to lose weight. So the thing with these here, essentially, it's what works for you. Simple as that. All right. If you're a 3 square meals a day kind of person like I am, then go for it. If you skip breakfast and you only get 2 meals in, fantastic. That's why IF, or intermittent fasting, can be a very effective way of losing body fat, because if you're taking 1 meal out, therefore, chances are, that person might consume less calories because they're only eating 2 meals per day as opposed to 3 meals, for example. And as I say, with the 4 to 6 per day, let's be honest, most people are quite time poor as it is, and struggle to prepare 3 meals per day. So why on earth are they going to start preparing 4, 5 or 6 meals per day? If it works for you and you've got the time and you've found a way you've made the time to make that happen because you feel better doing so, then go for it, and then I'm all for it. It's all about discovering what works for you. In the same sense that intermittent fasting works fantastically for some, but some people hate it, doesn't make them feel particularly good. So therefore, we don't recommend it for that individual. But as I say, if you've got a fat loss goal, guys, you need to be in a calorie deficit. Doesn't matter how many meals per day that you consume, this is what you're aiming for when there's a fat loss goal in mind. That said, not every day might be the same. Some days you might be 3 meals per day. Other days you might require a little snack in between or a 4th meal because maybe that was quite a high intensity training day, for example. So that power of adaptation, not necessarily sticking so rigidly to an eating format, and being able to adapt as you go along is going to be hugely beneficial to you. So hope that's helped, guys. As always, any questions, comment below, send us a message. We're here to help you wherever you're at on your journey. So just reach out to us and we'll do the best that we can. Have an awesome day wherever you are, and I'll see you very soon. See ya.